Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Nine. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. I am in awe because I really do not understand how what is going on in LA all of a sudden becomes a DEI. And I am asking them, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you people? DEI, how? You know, you all couldn't say N word, right? You graduated from N word to work. They asked you people the meaning of work. You all started blabbing. You don't it's something you cannot define from now till tomorrow, right? We thought it was a joke. From work, you all moved to DEI. What did we do? What do you know what is DEI? What do you understand? What does DEI means to you? The same way I saw a video about a man who was talking about how they cannot wait for CRT to like this. So they stopped teaching CRT, right? So they started asking him what is CRT. He said he cannot lay his hands on it. That he doesn't know he can't really start talking about it because if he start talking about it, I mean the day will break. It will be night and day. Of course, it will be night and day because you don't know what to say. What? See. Enough of all this BS because you all are really so good. They've been telling you people to go back to school to learn CRC, and you all think Black people are trying to scam you. See, education is elevation. If you are not informed, you are deformed. Let's get into.
What's the most important issue in the governor's race here in Virginia?
Getting back to the basics of teaching children, not teaching them critical race theory.
And what is critical race theory?
Well, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because I don't understand it that much, but it's something that what little bit that I know I don't care for.
And what have you heard that you don't,
well,
that you don't like?
I'm not going to, I don't have that much knowledge on it, but It's something that I don't care.
I'm just wondering if any of y'all decided to do any more fucking research before you started with that lie. Y'all ain't learned shit yet, man. Y'all ain't learned shit yet. When it comes to lies. When it comes to doing your own fucking research before you start spreading lies. What does this say? What does it say? Read it right there. The assertion is wrong. The city was in the process of negotiating a new contract with the fire department at the time the budget was being crafted. So additional funding for the department was set aside in separate funds until the deal was finalized in November. In fact, the city's fire budget increased more than $50 million year over year compared to the last budget cycle. And you know the guy who started it? Guy that owns the Los Angeles Times. The same one who wouldn't let the paper endorse Kamala Harris. Y'all ain't learned yet before y'all start running with a damn lie. So I hope all of y'all that's been running around saying this on TikTok, I hope y'all turn around and y'all recant your fucking story. But I very seriously doubt it. To do any more fucking research before you started with that lie.
Before you watch this video, please go back and watch my brother Knox's video. Don't worry, I'll wait. I'll be here. Oh, yeah. Okay, you're back. So that was a lie about the LA mayor and the firefighters. That was a fucking lie. But I know Y'all were too busy looking for DEI and shit. First and foremost, to Megyn Kelly, I don't know where that woman is, and I don't care. Please feel free to forward this to her at your earliest convenience. Hey, aged up Tommy Lahren. The sun's getting low in the sky, buddy. Isn't it time for you to finally go lay down for that final rest so that in 5 years we can all be prepared when Ann Coulter pops up out of the ground? You are really starting to get on my nerves. And for a woman who broke up a fucking marriage, I would suggest you shut the fuck up. We're really getting tired of you, Megyn. Really getting tired. But I've heard about the DEI firefighters and shit like that. Listen, just say you don't like black folks and get it the fuck over with. Every single solitary time a situation involves a black person and some white people, that's all I hear. DEI this and DEI that and DEI this. When you mouth-breathing crock wearers elected the most DEI president in the history of this fucking country. Donald Trump didn't earn this win. He didn't earn the win in 2016. This is what happens when we have an entire fucking electoral system that is completely fucked up, and they keep awarding the kid that eats boogers and Elmer's glue with the highest office in the land. And every single member of his goddamn cabinet is a bunch of goddamn DEI hires too. I mean, Pete Hegseth's a drunk, but he's good enough to be Secretary of Defense. Tulsi Gabbard might as well just call herself Comrade Gabbard, but she's good enough to be the head of national security. Linda McMahon has no fucking education degree, but she's good enough to be the head of the Department of Education. A bunch of white DEI hires, if you ask me. But DEI isn't what bothers y'all. It isn't. You know what really bothers you? We've always known. Ever since Orange Oompa Loompa Cheeto Man stumbled his fat Lego-looking ass down the flight of that escalator in 2016, you guys have been gearing up for this. You've been sharpening what is left of your fucking teeth to get ready to bite. And that bite is this. Y'all have hated the fact that there are some of us who are so much better than you. We're better educated, more articulate, smarter, stronger, faster, better looking. We can out-act you. We can out-sing you. We can out-rap you. And what you have felt is the sting of realizing that in 2050, a lot of you won't be here. And the ones that will be a fucking minority. So now you try to make everybody feel bad about the fact that you were an underachiever. Like underachiever. Like you would have to get up and walk up 20 flights of stairs just to be a fuck up. You ain't even achieve. When I say under, you're really under. But anyway. And that's what this all comes down to. You will take a word like critical race theory and think it's code for making your kids feel bad about their white skin, when in actuality, you feel bad about the fact that the history of this country was started by some really heinous motherfuckers that look and smell just like some of you. And when that one died down, because you can't really keep a movement going when you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, then y'all went to woke. That one always makes me laugh. Always. A group of fucking white people trying to tell us what a word that was used to keep us safe in the South, back where your mama and papa were out there hanging us in trees like strange fruit. Now you're going to tell me what it means. Woke mind virus. Your latest dog with a bone, or the bone, I guess, is DEI. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. But y'all can't stand that because that means, oh fuck, We have to share. Showing that some of you shouldn't have made it out of kindergarten because you just don't know how to do that. Face facts, fuckos. Everybody isn't a DEI hire, especially when they're black. Some people are more qualified than you. And you hate it. It hurts your feelings. It makes you feel bad. Well, had you got yourself some book learning and not out there trying to kill something with your little boomstick, perhaps you would have made something out of your goddamn self. But you have people like Elon Musk, richest man in the world, something you'll never be, and people like Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly, all of the millionaires, something you really won't be, trying to tell you that it's okay that you're a fucking victim. You snowflakey, triggered motherfuckers. It's not your fault that you're a piece of shit. It's the rest of the world. You know, when they wanted people to have diversity. You know, like the 330 million Americans that occupy this fucking country in the first place. Oh my God, they wanted equity. You know, the shit we've actually earned by living here, paying taxes, and, you know, being model citizens and all. And inclusion? What do you mean inclusion? You know, when you allow us into something that we are more than qualified to be in. But you have never measured up. None of you. You have called the mayor of Baltimore a DEI hire. You called the mayor of Los Angeles a DEI hire. I have seen you say DEI hire about every black woman and black man, black gay and black they, who are more qualified than you. And some of you who are walking around using the letters DEI, let's just say you literally are your mom and dad's biggest fucking disappointment. Like, they look at you and think, I probably should have just wore a condom or just skeeted on the sheet. Do not be mad that some people took the idea of living the American dream seriously. You know, we actually worked for what we want. We put in the hard work and the effort to be educated and work our goddamn jobs to take care of ourselves and our families. You can call it DEI all you want. But when you start lying about it, you're kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? That's right. Diluting the words. It's called diversity, equity, and inclusion. And in a country where people speak Spanish, Hmong, Mandarin, they speak Yiddish, they speak Hebrew, they speak Arabic and Urdu, people who work their asses off to get some fucking place just because you were too fucking lazy to do any of that. Too lazy to learn, too lazy to travel, too lazy to explore. Don't get mad at the rest of us. You live in a diverse country. We all want equity in what we have all worked for. And we want to be included. And if you will not allow us to be included, then we'll start our own shit and then watch you flounder on your own. This was a flat out lie. I would ask some of you bastards for a fucking apology to the mayor of Los Angeles. I know I won't get it, so I won't hold my breath for it. It's not our fault that you're a fuck up. And it's not DEI's fault that you cannot compete. Don't hate, congratulate. And what's that one street thing? Oh, yeah. Don't hate the player, hate the fucking game with your ignorant asses.
I try my best not to call out individual sides on this platform, but if you are a Republican or someone who is far right or right leaning, and you are still saying or repeating or believing that Democrats caused the fires in LA, you need to stop now. You need to stop right now. Because as much as I don't agree with Ron DeSantis' policies or Greg Abbott's policies or Ted Cruz's policies, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I would not blame them for a hurricane hitting Texas or Florida. But you have people blaming Democrats for wildfires. Say they caused the wildfires is absolutely ridiculous. Additionally, Ted Cruz left Texas and went to Cancun during a freeze. And while we can call him out for that, we cannot say that Ted Cruz caused the freeze in Texas. We have a little more sense than to do something so senseless. But y'all are literally sitting here claiming that Democrats caused the wildfires, which is absolutely ridiculous. Stop. And I see it growing traction even more. Asking for them to resign. Stop it. Making a claim like that is dangerously irresponsible.
Donald Trump Jr. says, can we replace DEI with die? I really can't stand the way people talk about that initiative in this country. So many people have turned the idea of DEI and used it as a way to say that companies, positions, whoever is involved with looking at minority communities and giving them an opportunity to compete is the same as lowering the standard or lowering the qualifications necessary to be a part of said companies or said positions. That is not a correct characterization of DEI. It is very dangerous and very racist rhetoric to put out there. Because now you're saying any position, any company, anybody who is willing to open their talent pool to people of color, to minorities, is making more issues for that company. Because why? Everything in America has to be given to a Christian-born white American citizen before we ever think about anybody else having a chance to do anything? It's disgusting. DEI is not discriminatory against white Americans. It's not. But people like Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Donald Trump Jr., a lot of MAGA faithful, they keep throwing that out there. They keep saying over and over again that DEI should not exist and that we are using it to racially discriminate against white Americans. But then ironically, these same people are saying that they don't want to hire the white Americans either. So you guys really should not be complaining the way you are. They said the same thing about affirmative action. They did. They said the same thing about affirmative action. And as soon as affirmative action got repealed, we saw a massive downtick in Asian Americans getting opportunities to get education and Black Americans getting opportunities to work in corporate America. This anti-DEI sentiment is solely about keeping marginalized and oppressed communities marginalized and oppressed, because that is the type of society that someone like Donald Trump Jr. feels comfortable living in.
We can have political differences in conversations. We're supposed to. That's what diversity of thought is. That's what it means. To try and understand a difference of approach and opinion to best rectify and address the situations and the issues of our society. Different policy-based approaches come from a difference of thought and a constructive conversation and dialogue. That's what we're supposed to do. What we will not do is normalize racism, sexism, or anything of the sort. If you go back in this country's history, you had one side, the more liberal-leaning party, saying we need to liberate and abolish slavery. Then the other side, the more conservative-leaning party, saying we need to conserve the institutions of slavery. That is not a political difference. That is a difference of morality. So we are not about to normalize moral repugnance or oppression or inhumanity.
This is all I got from this video, but I am going to ask, were they ever responsible, or are they responsible? Of course they are not. So what do you expect from a bunch of irresponsible people? So, I've been going through scrolling, and all I am seeing is nothing but them saying that the wildfire is DEI fire. At first, I was like, which one is DEI fire? It looks like some people are moving wild, And you all already know when they say DEI, At some point, they started using woke, right? Woke became something, okay, they couldn't use the N word. They started using woke. And they found out that we knew that they're calling Black people woke, right? And the fact that they don't even know the meaning of woke is also amazing. So from woke, they now move to DEI. And I am asking them each time, what is DEI? What do people mean by DEI? It's really amazing how these people wake up every day and the best they can do is to look for a way to get on some people's skin, because that is what they know how to do best. Like, what else do they have if they don't do that, And you all remember that the firefighters, like the ones that fought, is it 9/11 or something like that? You all remember that they were going to cut their budget and all that, and I think they really did cut that budget. They cut that budget, and they came out. Was it last week? Last week, so I remember that I brought the video here. I mean, they were like murmuring and being mad, and they were the people that all stood out for their incoming president. And now the president cannot even stick to his words now. And now this wildfire came and they said it's a DEI fire. Man, there is nothing you will not hear from. I mean, you will not hear from these people. And a lot of them are reporting what I do not understand, so many reports going back and forth and all that, telling people to be careful. I mean, when people, there are some things people would tell you, it's kind of it's something malicious, it's coming from a malicious mind and all that. But then I am just going to keep all of that aside. But one thing I am going to say is that for every one of you that decided that they are voting for who they voted for now, and I am sure you all are seeing the results of your votes, because a lot of budgets, they've been cutting them all off, right? Some unions also, they've been cutting their budgets and the rest of it, and they do not have anything more to say. Then they came up with a DEI, whatever that is going on in LA is DEI. Like DEI are the ones that started it. Like how did they even start it? Like how did it happen? That it's been already forecasted that as wildfire is gonna hit them. Was that not forecasted? And that was also what they did during the hurricane that happened. Yeah, they also said that Kamala Harris and Black knew something about it. Like how? When majority of you do not even believe in climate change, global warming, and all that. See, let me tell you people something. Before looking for DEI, you all should go and look for yourselves first, because majority of you do not even know the meaning of DEI anymore. Some of you say it's black people. Black people are the DEI, right? So what happened to diversity, equity, and inclusion? You already need to find yourselves, because some of you are missing. You are not missing, but you are missing. I mean, tell me what is bad as that? You aren't missing, but you are missing, So you all need to find yourself, correct your mind, because your mind needs real correction. You all do not know anything. Some of you also need to go back to school. CRT, it hurts your feelings, because some of you need to go back to school to also learn what CRT is and know the real history. Because it is only when they try to talk about the history that you all remember that it hurts your feelings, You cannot stand it. I saw a video of a man talking about how they cannot wait for CRT to be like, that is a very dangerous thing. I am going to attach this video here. You will see it. They started asking this man, what is CRT? Uncle couldn't define CRT. He doesn't know what it means. So why are you attacking what you don't know? I mean, some people I didn't know how to say it, but it's kind of lame that some people think like, like, how can CRT be a problem? How can it be? You don't know what the meaning of critical race theory, but you want it to be abolished. You don't want it to be taught. Like you don't want it anywhere. So what are you saying? See, it's the same way they couldn't define woke. and they said it's something that they can't finish saying if they start talking about it. Some of them are lame, and you tell them to go back to school and learn. They said no, they don't want, because some people think speaking English is the real deal. No, that you are from an English-speaking country does not make you a smart or intelligent person, because what in the nonsense is this person talking about? What is CRT? You are dancing around, but you don't want CRT to be taught in school. That's why when CRT is not being taught, Black people's kids suffer it. Because when you don't teach your offspring CRT, they took it all out on Black kids. Black kids grow so fast that they don't even understand what it means. They do not have that privilege of being kids. But you are not going to protect them, but you want your own this thing to be protected. It ain't gonna work. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.